Hello everyone, welcome back. In previous lecture, I explained about the subdivisions of standard and how the standardization works. Now, up to that, I explained about the introduction to metrology, the first portion. Now, the second portion of this chapter starts, that is about the linear and angular measurement. So, I would recommend to also take some notes of the important points. So keep a note with yourself while watching the lectures. Okay, so you can note down some of the important points. Now, first, what is linear measurement? So linear measurement means measurement of perpendicular distance between 2 points or surface. Last time we have seen about the line standard and end standard. Okay, now the linear measurement applied to measurements of length, height, diameter, thickness, radius, etc. So these are the things we are supposed to measure in using the linear measurement. The linear measurement instrument is designed either for line measurement or end measurement. The line measuring instrument consists of a series of accurately spaced, painted or marked lines on. Okay, so in line measurement there is series of accurately spaced, paint or marked lines on the. Okay, for example, the scale is a line measuring instrument. The dimension of measured is aligned with the graduations of scale, and the end measurement is measure the distance between two flat surfaces like micrometer and slip gauges are an example of end measuring instrument. Now there is certain classification of linear measuring instruments. So first classification is based on method of measurement, direct measuring instrument, and second one is indirect measuring instrument. Now the direct measuring instrument can further be classified as graduated instruments. Graduated instrument which is having rules or marks on it, which means it includes the rules, vernier calipers, vernier height gauge, vernier depth gauge, micrometer, dial indicator. Step by step, I'm going to explain you about all of this in this upcoming section. Second portion is non-graduated instruments. It includes calipers, tremels, telescopic gauge, surface gauges, then straighteds, then wire gauges, screw pitch gauge, radius gauge, thickness gauge, okay, and slip gauges. So all types of gauges that are having no graduation on the instruments, which means there are no marks or rules or painted lines on it. Okay, so they come in the non-graduated instruments. And second type of classification uh, is classification based on accuracy that can be obtained, how accurate the instrument is. The third one is non-precision type instrument. It include steel rules, caliper, divider, depth gauge, telescope gauge. There are certain instruments, there are non-precision type, which means their accuracy is certainly lower than the used in the graduated. Okay. The fourth one is precision type instrument. Now here you can see there is a classification based on accuracy. Accuracy is a different thing, and precision type instrument is different. So it includes vernier caliper, vernier height gauge, vernier depth gauge. Okay, so here there is simple caliper, depth gauge, and steel rule. While here it is vernier, all type of vernier instruments, which includes vernier caliper, height gauge, depth gauge, micrometer, slip gauges. These comes in the precision type instruments. Okay. First, we will see what is engineering steel rule or scale. As you all know, this is one sample. You have used it. The steel rule or scale is the simplest line measuring instrument. So I was discussing about this. The common machinist scale is made of hardened steel or stainless steel and is accurately graduated in or inch division. Okay, so it works on the basic measuring technique of comparing or unknown length of one previously calibrated. Okay, the scale are manufactured in different size and style. The scale is available in 150 mm, 300 mm, 600 mm and 1000 mm lengths. The least count of the scale on the smallest division on scale is generally on half mm. Okay, here you can see there is a half partition is also there on the millimeter scale and 1 by hundredth inch on the inch scale. Okay, so the dimensions smaller than the least count may be measured by visual estimate of the distance. So if you want to measure certain small distance, then the visual estimation will be required. So here, suppose there is one object and we have to measure the length of this object. Now we will align and here we will check that what is the length of the object. Okay, suppose the object we will first place over one edge to the here and another edge to over here. Now how we are supposed to check? With the ruler mark line and we will check the length. But if suppose the observer is uh, viewing from here, okay, so then and then he will get the exact view. But if the observer is viewing from this direction, okay, so he will be viewing certainly different point from here. You can see that due to parallax error he will measure a different reading. Okay, and if this is called as parallax error and this is possible with the direct type of measurement. Next is calipers. So this is the one example of caliper. You can see uh, there is one hinged point or leg and this is the component which we have to measure. First we fix it over here, then tight this nut and bring it back and measure on the scale the dimension or the diameter of the component or whichever dimension we want to measure. In some cases the dimension of component cannot be measured with the scale, so if we want to measure the diameter, so it is not possible to accurately measure with the directly scale. So in this cases caliper used with scale for transferring length measured to scale. The caliper consists of two legs, okay, with which hinged at the top and end of legs span the part to be inspected as shown in figure. The legs of the caliper are made from carbon and alloy steel. They are made from carbon and alloy steel. In modern precision measuring calipers are not employed where high accuracy is required, but in skilled hands they will remain extremely useful. Okay, so the modern precision measuring calipers are not employed where high accuracy is required, but in skilled hands they will remain extremely useful. Now there is certain classification of calipers. First one is based on design aspect. There is firm joint and here you can see this is the firm joint type caliper. Then there is spring type caliper. Okay. So here you can see there is one adjustable screw or which forms the spring type caliper. This is the spring over here and this is fulcrum ruler. Another second aspect is based on use, that is outside and inside. So here and transfer caliper. The outside is, we know that this is the outside caliper and this one is the inside. These tips will be used to measure the inside dimensions. Okay, so these two are the inside calipers and these are the outside calipers. Third one is based on their use, that is transfer calipers and odd leg calipers. So here it is one, the odd leg caliper. Now the odd leg caliper, here you can see there is one hinged joint and lock nut is there, and there is one odd leg that is used to fix to the one particular edge. Okay, and this one is the transfer caliper. You can see first there is one nut we can open and fix inside this such type of part, and then we can place open again and bring it back so that we can have the thickness of this particular dimension. Okay, so we can measure this type of dimension with ease. Okay, so this is how the measurement is done with the transfer caliper. Now the calipers, this is the description about the firm joint. Caliper works on the friction created at the junction of leg, and the legs may become looser after certain use and can be adjusted easily, and this type of caliper is used for mass production measurement. Spring caliper is modification of firm joint and in which two legs carry a curved spring off at the top and fitted in the notches. The tendency of spring to force the legs apart and the distance between them can be adjusted by applying pressure against the spring pressure by tightening the nut. The spring calipers are more accurate and permit an accurate sense of touching the in measuring. Then there is outside calipers. It is used for measuring diameters, thickness, and other outside dimensions by transferring reading to scale, that is vernier to micrometer. Inside caliper, it is used for measuring holes diameter, distance between shoulders. Transfer caliper, it is used for measure the recess areas for legs of caliper cannot be removed. An auxiliary is provided to preserve the original setting after legs are collapsed. Then there is odd leg. It is used for finding centers of circular job, making a line parallel to true edge or and many other types of marking operations. Then there is vernier caliper. Vernier caliper is one of the common instrument in which the smallest distance measured is magnified by auxiliary or vernier scale. The vernier caliper works based on the vernier principle. Now, what is vernier principle? When two scales, here there is one main and auxiliary scale, or division slightly different in size are used, the difference between them can be utilized to enhance the accuracy of measurement. यानी कि दो स्केल हम यूज कर रहे हैं और उन दोनों के स्केल में जो साइज का स्लाइट डिफरेंस है, डिवीजन की जो साइज है उसमें स्लाइट डिफरेंस है, तो वो डिफरेंस हम यूज कर सकते हैं टू एनहांस द एक्यूरेसी ऑफ मेजरमेंट. Now, construction, there are two scales. One is fixed, एक फिक्स स्केल होगा जिसको मेन स्केल कहेंगे, और दूसरा मूवेबल स्केल होगा, that will be the vernier scale, as shown in the figure. Here you can see there is one vernier scale which is movable, and there is the fine adjustment screw so you can move with it, and there is one locking screw we can lock at a particular position, and this is the regular main scale as we have seen in the ruler, normal ruler. So the difference between this main scale and okay, auxiliary scale, vernier scale or auxiliary scale can be used to enhance the accuracy of measurement. Okay, and these are the fixed jaw, and this one is the moving jaw. Okay, sliding jaw, and this is used for external measurement, and these jaw are used for the internal measurement. Okay, and this portion is used for the depth measurement. Okay, so this is depth measuring blade. The main scale are calibrated on an L-shaped frame and integral with a fixed jaw. The main scale are calibrated on L-shaped frame. They are having here, you can see the L-shaped frame. This is the main scale. Okay, L-shaped frame over here, and these are the removable movable part, and the vernier scale is calibrated on a sliding jaw which is slides over the main scale. Here you can see it slides over the main scale. The vernier caliper parts are made of good quality steel, and measuring tip or face are hardened to reduce wear. और जो मेजरिंग टिप है वो यहाँ पे हार्डन की गई होगी, ठीक है, ताकि जो वियर और टीयर है उसको रिड्यूस कर सके. फॉर प्रिसीजन सेटिंग ऑफ मूवेबल जॉ, an adjustment screw is provided with movable jaw, and the vernier is also facilitated to lock the sliding scale with a fixed scale. यहाँ पे जो प्रिसीजन सेटिंग के लिए क्या होगा कि जो मूवेबल जो है एंड एडजस्टमेंट स्क्रू इज प्रोवाइडेड. यहाँ पे जो एडजस्टमेंट स्क्रू यहाँ पे प्रोवाइड किया गया है, ठीक है, विच कैन डू द फाइन एडजस्टमेंट, एंड द वर्नियर इज आल्सो फैसिलिटेटेड टू लॉक द स्लाइडिंग स्केल विथ फिक्स्ड मेन स्केल. ओके, सो हम यहाँ पे लॉकिंग स्क्रू से वर्नियर स्केल को एक पर्टिकुलर पोजीशन पे लॉक भी कर सकते हैं. Now, how it works? Let us see. Generally, when two jaws, here you can see the vernier, two jaws touch each other. Okay, so when the two jaw here they are not touching each other, but when they are touching at the zero position, the zero line on the main scale can coincide with the zero on vernier scale. जो मेन स्केल की जीरो लाइन होगी और वर्नियर की जो जीरो लाइन होगी वो दोनों coincide करेगी. If it is not so, there is zero error that must be accurate accounted for in the final reading. अगर यहाँ पे जो जीरो है वर्नियर का जीरो और जो मेन स्केल का जीरो है, अगर वो मैच नहीं हो रहा है, ठीक है, अगर यहाँ पे जो को लाने के बाद वो जीरो जीरो नहीं मैच हो रहा, तो वहां पे जीरो एरर है. सपोज 1 mm की एरर आ रही है, ठीक है, या फिर 2 mm की एरर आ रही है, तो जो फाइनल रीडिंग होगा उसके अंदर भी उसको हमको अकाउंट में लेना है. ठीक है, द वर्क टू बी मेजर्ड इज केप्ट बिटवीन द जॉज फॉर मेजरिंग द आउटसाइड डायमेंशन एज शोन इन द फिगर. जो भी हमको वर्क मेजर करना है वो हमको यहाँ पे दो जॉ के बीच में उसको फिक्स करना है और उसका आउटसाइड डायमीटर हम मेजर कर सकते हैं. फाइन एडजस्टमेंट कैन बी डन बाय एन एडजस्टमेंट स्क्रू. यहाँ पे एडजस्टमेंट स्क्रू भी प्रोवाइड किया गया है जो यहाँ पे है, ठीक है, उससे हम फाइन एडजस्टमेंट कर सकते हैं. देन वर्नियर कैलिपर इज टेकन फ्रॉम द वर्क पीस for taking the reading from the main as well as the vernier scale. To obtain the reading, the number of division on main scale is first taken off. ठीक है, जो नंबर ऑफ डिवीजन है मेन स्केल पे, सपोज यहाँ पे 1 के बाद कितने हैं, 1.1 2 और 3 मेन स्केल के जो डिवीजन है, ठीक है, यानी कि 13. ओके, सो वो हम सबसे पहले लेंगे. ठीक है, द वर्नियर स्केल इज देन एग्जामाइंड टू डिटरमाइन which of its division coincide or most coincide with the division on the main scale. फिर हमको क्या करना है कि वर्नियर कैलिपर पे देखना है कि कौन सा वाला ये लाइन जो है वो सबसे ज्यादा कोइंसाइड करती है विद द मेन स्केल. सो इफ वी लुक ऑन टू दिस, देन देयर इज द डिवीजन नंबर दिस. ओके, देयर इज द 21 नंबर ऑफ डिवीजन, 21th. Okay, so that is perfectly coinciding. Here you can see that this point is perfectly coinciding, so that will be taken as a perfect coinciding point or division. Okay, now the list count suppose is point 02, so we can uh, multiply with that and add to the main scale reading. We will see how it is done. So so it is observed that the zero mark of vernier scale lie between 13 and 14 division mark of the main scale. ओके, सो जो यानी कि जो यहाँ पे जो जीरो लाइन है वो 13 और 14 के बीच का एक वैल्यू है, and it means that the diameter to be measured is more than 13 and less than 14, यानी कि जो भी जो डायमीटर है वो 13 से ज़्यादा है लेकिन 14 से कम है, ठीक है। ऑल्सो द 21st वर्नियर डिवीजन coincides exactly with the main scale division, so the diameter of cylinder is equal to main scale reading plus number of vernier division coincide with the main scale into least count. Here you can see जो मेन स्केल के जो डिवीजन थे वो थे 13, और उसके बाद नंबर ऑफ वर्नियर डिवीजन, वर्नियर के ऊपर कितने डिवीजन है 21, और उसका लिस्ट काउंट कितना है 0.02. So that will be calculated and we can get the final answer in mm. So this is how the vernier measurement is done. Okay, some are also having the accuracy or list count of 0.01 as well. Okay, so up to that accuracy we can measure up to 2 digit, we can accurately measure using the vernier caliper. Now there are certain types of vernier caliper according to IS. Three types of vernier caliper has been specified for measure external and internal dimension up to 2000 mm with list count of this 0.02, 0.05 and zero point 0.1 mm. Okay, and there are available in range of this particular range. So first one is the type A, and this type of vernier you can see this is having the jaw we have seen earlier, the having the external jaw and internal jaw for internal and external measurement, and one blade for that measurement. Then there is type B, that is used having the single pair of jaw, one side of the jaw for external and another side is for the internal. Okay, one side is for, here you can see we can measure using the same with the internal measurement as well as the external measurement, both can be done with the single vernier scale. Okay, and there is type C, that is this type of having jaw on the both side, one side is used for the external and for external and internal, as well as the other side is used for marking operation. Okay, so these are used for the marking operation while these are used for internal and external measurement. So these are the types of vernier calipers. Now, certain precaution to be taken in use of vernier caliper. There should be no play between the sliding jaw and fixed jaw. It plays exists, then accuracy of vernier caliper will be lost. Normally, the tip of measuring jaw are worn out, that must be taken into account. Use of stationary jaw on the reference point and obtain a measured point by sliding movable jaw. Then vernier caliper must always be properly balanced in hand and handled lightly, and sliding jaw on the adjusting screw. Do not push or move the jaw under pressure, and use the adjusting screw for fine adjustment. In case of measuring an outside diameter, be sure for the caliper that the caliper bar and the plane of caliper jaw are truly perpendicular to workpiece longitudinal center line. The line of measurement must coincide with the line of scale. So these are the certain precautions to be taken in use of vernier caliper. Now there are certain errors in vernier caliper. So the first error is due to play between sliding jaw and fixed scale bar. जो स्लाइडिंग जो थी और फिक्स्ड स्केल बार की एरर, फिर जो जीरो एरर जो हमने डिस्कस की, या जो वियर और रैपिंग की वजह से हो सकती है, या फिर एरर ड्यू टू इनकरेक्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन ऑफ स्केल, स्केल अगर का रीडिंग करने में एरर हो गई, ठीक है। एरर ड्यू टू एक्सेसिव फोर्स ऑन मूविंग जो मूविंग जो है वहां पे एक्सेसिव फोर्स लगा दिया। एरर आर आल्सो इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इफ द लाइन ऑफ मेजरमेंट डज नॉट कोइंसाइड विद द लाइन ऑफ स्केल, ठीक है। So these are the errors in vernier caliper. So this is it for today's lecture. Thank you very much for listening me carefully. Have a nice day.